San Diego 6 News in the morning. Your station for balanced news.
All right, thanks, Renee. We have been bringing on guests lately talking about dieting and exercise when it comes to the new year. And on Friday, Oprah's personal trainer, Bob Greene, said you can't make it work unless you gear up psychologically. So that fits nicely with what our guest this morning is talking about. Dr. Daniel Monti is the co-author of The Great Life Makeover. And you wrote a book. Thanks so much for being here, by the way. And this is what everyone's going to catch everyone's attention. It's a guide to weight, mood, and sex. Yes. We'll have a PG conversation, by the way. So what's it all about?
Well, the middle years, starting at around age 40 and through the 60s, these are great years and should be the best years of your life, but there's challenges, physiologically, psychologically, and they all manifest in weight, mood, and sex. These are very interrelated. And so people need a guide to navigate these years so that they really can be the happiest and healthiest years.
Okay, so how are they interrelated? Let's talk about that. I mean, why is the connection such a big thing?
Well, by example, many of your viewers may not know. Men, for example, that tire around the middle, they might be thinking, well, how does that affect sexual function and mood? That little tire around the middle secretes enzymes, those fat cells, called aromatase, which converts the precious little testosterone that men have once they get past their 20s into estrogen, causing feminizing effects, decreasing mood.
Men aren't going to like to hear that.
It's a motivating factor to get them to lose a little bit of that tire. Women, for example, who are suffering perhaps with perimenopausal symptoms, many times do not know that stress levels and how you cope with them can have a dramatic impact because of the effect on the adrenal gland, which can regulate sex hormone production.
So you lower the stress level and then it makes it a smoother process.
Yes.
Okay. And then the positive and negative effects of certain foods and medicines.
Yes.
Well, what does that do for a person?
So very high saturated fat diets cause inflammation, cause that tire that we were talking about, cause a slowdown in some of the metabolic functioning, affect sexual functioning, whereas some of the good foods, such as cruciferous vegetables like your broccolis and Brussels sprouts and cabbages, have phytonutrients in them that can affect metabolic pathways of hormones, such as estrogen metabolism for women. So foods, what we put in our body, can have a dramatic impact on not just how we look, but how we feel and how we're functioning. So
the better it is for you, may not taste as great, but it's better in the long run for your overall.
Generally, if it grows, it's good.
Okay. And then what's the relationship between food and hormones in general?
So some foods can have a very regulating effect on hormones so that you're actually in the best physiological state possible, where others can create a problem, such as the foods that contribute to fat, which will affect estrogen, testosterone, and several other things.
So that just goes right into body fat affecting your sexual health.
Absolutely, a direct impact. Okay. That's why men and women need to be thoughtful of their entire lifestyle, from diet to exercise, activity level. And one of the reasons that we say the word couple on the book, not because we're talking about couples therapy, but when you and your significant other can make these lifestyle changes together, you have a dramatically increased chance that you're going to be successful.
Okay, so what diet? I mean, there's so many diets out there, and it's really hard for people to know what's going to work. If you're going to want to be better in your mood and your sex life and all those things, what's the best diet?
The best diet, and we know this across the board from all of the data, all of the studies, and our experience with our Great Life program in Philadelphia, is a plant-based diet. So we've heard that over and over again, plants. But really getting enough vegetables, particularly leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, and diminishing some of those bad foods, so to speak. Not so that the diet is depriving.
The things you'd eat on Super Bowl Sunday, say.
Right. Kind of limiting it to a few days a year, like Super Bowl Sunday. We try in the book, The Great Life Makeover, to give some practical, easy ways of managing diets so it doesn't feel too depriving, but really can make a big impact on how you feel.
Okay, so we're just touching on some of the things that you have here in your book, and you obviously have done a lot of research, and you're just starting a tour across the country. So the book is, let's hold it up here, The Great Life Makeover, a couple's guide to weight, mood, and sex. For more information on that, go to san-diego6.com and click on Hot Topics. Can they find it in any bookstore?
Any bookstore, Amazon.com. Our website, greatlifemakeover.com, also provides lots of updates.
We'll have it connected to our website, too. All right, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, thousands of runners are resting up today after competing in a popular marathon.